it's not very long before you hear a knock at the door.
And I'll go get that. I want to go get the door.
Yeah.
So I do.
All right. So as you open the door, you see a collection of figures, all very striking. But before you can really get a bead on everybody, you just hear a voice, "Down here, love."
Oh.
And you look down and you see a small, 3-foot tall, red-skinned goblin who has these 2 twin short swords that are sheathed onto her back. She's wearing
Nice.
leathers in browns and grays, and has this shock of green hair that's kind of in a mohawk that's fallen to the side, kind of this pixie cut, and bright, vibrant, sort of yellow-green eyes as the big goblin smile kind of comes across their face, and they reach out a little hand to you, and they say, "Diz'Riala Althaybuk, First Blade of Ondale, but you can call me Dizzy." And she says, "This is Rufus," and she points to the broad minotaur purple, and he goes,
Of course he is.
"Hello." "Hello, Rufus. Nice to meet you." And then she says, "Glasha," and the full orc woman just nods, and she says, "And that's Vexra." And she points to the drow, who kind of just nods. "Pleasure to make your acquaintance," and kind of smiles at you.
Hi, it is a pleasure to meet all of you.
"Can we come in?"
Oh, right. Yeah, and I open the door all the way. Come on in. Everybody's waiting in here.
Nice digs. As she walks in and kind of looks around the room, you all see this troop as they kind of enter into the thing. Dizzy also has kind of tucked under her arm. She has what looks like a kind of a large coiled parchment that is kind of tucked underneath her left arm. But she walks in and kind of looks around admiringly. "How about the rest of you? What are your names?"
Well, I'm Flynn, fellow Eve.
Flynn.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Dizzy. Call me
Hi.
Dizzy.
How you doing?
Nice. I'm doing well.
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm the First Blade of Ondale. And as I understand it, we've got a fucking job to do, huh?
Yeah, we got yeah.
Just a small.
We'll leave soon, getting on in the day, and Addersfeld is not faring any better, as a matter of fact. And she rolls out and pulls the parchment out, and she sort of
snap.
just clears out some space on your guys' where the small table where breakfast has been served. So, looks like we're going to be using a teleportation circle or something that you've got.
Yes, it's a bit unusual, but it should get us. We'll go to a sort of hub that we use, and then we should be able to get to Addersfeld.
And I've been told we can take about 30 of us. Is that right?
However many can, if they're quick on their feet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've hand-selected everybody that's coming with us. They're among the best that Ondale has to offer. So if we can only take 30, I'd rather send 30 of my best.
Going to do when you get there.
Yes, I do. And so she says, so we've been getting reports. Some of them are a few hours old at this point, so who knows? Information might have changed. But this is what we're looking at. And she sort of spreads it out. She says here, and she points at the southern wall.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Calder's got some new kind of fuck you weapon that allowed them to breach the walls. So there's a giant breach in the walls of Addersfeld about here. As far as we understand it, the encampment is just outside of that here, and she points just a little far outside of that
Southern wall.
Yeah, of the southern wall. So on the southern wall of the city, she says the breach in the walls is here, and as far as we know, the encampment is here. She said, and then she draws kind of a line roughly through the center of the city. And she's like, these are the rough battle lines. There are pockets all over the city that are fucked, for lack of a better term. There's fighting in the streets, but by and large, we control the northwestern part of the city. They control the southwestern. The bulk of the military district is where they hit hardest and first, and as such, they've taken over most of it, which leaves us in a bit of a tricky position.
Are we... Well, I don't know how to put this other than we're the agents of repair. We're not soldiers. I don't mean any disrespect by that, of course. And you have your mission, and we're in a bit of a rough spot here. We wish to end the war, not to participate in it. So I guess I just want to get a sense of what the expectation is from us on that front.
Well, understood you're not soldiers, but, well, there's a few different things that we have to contend with. One is that Well, unless you'd like to see Addersfeld fall, today you might be a bit of a soldier. Just saying. That's something you might have to square with, mate, whether you like it or not. But this is what we've been asked of you, or what I know is being asked of you. Get us there, and then I understand that you, my friend, with your pauldron, you got some mates down there. As far as we know, there's about 750 Ondalian soldiers holed up inside of Ironlight Castle, and it is thankfully far enough out of the way that they haven't suffered the brunt of everything. But the city centre, and she rolls down and she says, the Lord's Manor is getting fucking hammered. That's where we're going. As for you, as far as I know, you're to head to the Ironlight, find out how you can help, and what needs to be done inside the city to ensure it doesn't fall. Sound good? And then she's looking at you, Kellic.
Right. What
Okay,
do we now?
I understand you're not a soldier. I understand none of you are. That being said,
I just put a hand on Thessaly's shoulder, if they'll let me.
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of people dying, and at the end of the day, if Caldo hadn't attacked, that wouldn't be the case. That's about as much as I need to know. So, this is a step on the way to ending the war. Call it that. Makes you feel better.
Aye.
Doesn't make me feel better, but it's necessary. So, let's do it.